My name is Celia Benhocine. I'm a fourth-year student in Honors International Development Studies and Economics at McGill. Research-wise, I'm interested in the urban political economy, but also politics on social media, and this is kind of what I explore in the article. In this paper, I essentially investigate the propaganda strategy adopted by the Saudi Arabian regime on Twitter for the event of the Women to Drive arrests that occurred in the summer of 2018. Since there was a lot of anecdotal evidence in regular newspaper about the propaganda response from the regime, namely attacking dissidents online and generally sort of going after them, I was interested in seeing, okay, well, is the response on social media, namely Twitter, different? So I took Poly 522, which is a seminar developing areas, and the specific topic the semester I took the class was information, disinformation, and conspiracy theories, taught by Professor Aaron Ehrlich. And so this paper is the final research project I had to produce for that class. One of the papers we had to read was a paper by King and colleagues published in 2017 that looked at some leaked emails from the Chinese government, and they established like all the networks of these people that were publishing social media posts on behalf of the government, and they sort of looked at, okay, what kind of content are they putting out? And I thought their methodology was very cool. And although I didn't have the same sort of data because they used data from Weibo and not Twitter, I wanted to sort of adopt a similar approach and apply it to a different context. And so that's why I chose Saudi Arabia. So starting off from the main finding of King et al., which is that most of the social media content produced by the 50 Cent Party, which are government employees that put out propaganda on social media for the Chinese government, I wanted to see if that same strategy, cheerleading, would apply in the context of the Women to Drive arrests in Saudi Arabia. So I test 3 different hypotheses. The first one for the cheerleading theory to hold, because the cheerleading propaganda seeks to support the regime. One of the assumptions I made was that the content published by the Saudi Arabian regime on Twitter and their cyber troops would be mainly in Arabic. So first I compare how much content was published in Arabic for a domestic audience versus a foreign audience. The second thing was to evaluate the valence of those tweets. So I used a sentiment analysis package in R, and after cleaning up all the tweets that I had in my data set, I ran all of them through that algorithm to give them a score. And I wanted to see if the valence was positive, indicating evidence for the cheerleading propaganda strategy. And then the third hypothesis was to test whether the Arabic content was more positive disproportionately to English content. And so out of the 3 hypotheses, this is the one that didn't hold. I actually found that both languages had similar proportions of like a positive valence. But otherwise, the rest of the analysis sort of suggests that the cheerleading propaganda strategy is also used by the Saudi Arabian regime, and in particular for the event that I was analyzing, which is the Women to Drive arrests. So for thanks, I'd like to thank Professor Aaron Ehrlich for pushing us in the Poly 522 seminar and encouraging us to pursue some original research of our own. I want to thank Matthias, my peer reviewer, Conrad, for all the wonderful suggestions, and of course Chrysalis and Kai for their awesome work. Thank you.